So I am also an alumni of Syracuse University as well as a faculty member, and I remember first encountering the mural as a student back in the 90s. Just like many of the students today walk past it, I was always struck by the imagery, struck by the scale of the mural, but never really knew too much about it. Like many, I think, who walk past, they see it, they admire it, but they don't really stand and consider what the mural really means to art history, to history, or to the university.
The way I personally encountered this was I was stumbling onto campus to find my office for the first time. And I love Ben Shahn. And so then I saw this mural on the side of the building, and I really genuinely couldn't believe it, because it felt like fate to have the opportunity to teach history here. Nicola Sacco and Bartholomew Vanzetti were two Italian immigrant anarchists who were charged and convicted of first-degree murder. They were accused of murdering two men during a burglary of a shoe company in Braintree, Massachusetts. They were convicted and then sentenced to death. There is ample evidence, and most historians believe that they were wrongly accused, that there was an unfair trial, botched ballistic evidence, and prejudiced jury. And for these reasons, they were unfairly convicted and then killed. Sacco and Vanzetti's trials really inspired protest movements throughout the globe, from places like Auckland, Melbourne, Australia, Sydney, Tokyo, Dubai, Mexico City. And the reason that people in all of these places were so inspired by them was really twofold. The first is that they represented, in the minds of many, injustice, the complete injustice and the failures of the American legal system. And the second reason is because they were working class people. They were anarchists. They were people who were really championing labor and working people's rights. Workers around the world were really inspired by them and came to champion their cause because they identified with them. Shahn's background as a Jewish immigrant from Lithuania certainly helped to shape his artistic output, in which he spent his career really focused on individuals who he thought were shining examples of good and goodness in America, as a way to show Americans this is what our country could be. He depicted Martin Luther King Jr., he depicted freedom riders who had been murdered in 1964 by Klansmen in Mississippi. He really was invested in showing what he thought was the best of America. And to him, what the best of America were people who were invested in equality, people who were invested in democracy, people who were invested in improving the lives of everyday people. Not the elites, but the everyday working person.
The mural is based on original temper paintings that Shahn did that are currently in the Whitney Museum of Art's permanent collection. And what you see here is a representation of the impact of the trial that lasted 7 years. That's something people don't realize, is that from the time they were arrested and charged to the time they were hung, that was a 7-year time frame. In the beginning, we have the protesters. This trial it was an international sensation. It caused revolt and fervor around the globe, not just in the United States. You had a 3-day international worker strike in protest of the wrongful conviction of Sacco and Vanzetti. And what's important to also note is the scale. The protesters are overwhelming to the Judge Thayer here, that are standing next to Sacco and Vanzetti, who appear as monumental figures as they are being charged. Then to the far right of the mural, you see after the trial, after the execution, there was a commission that was put in place to review all of the circumstances of the trial. Then the president of Harvard, the president of MIT, and a former judge who were assigned to review the entire process. And you see them looking over the dead bodies of Sacco and Vanzetti. And then at the far corners, we see Vanzetti's last words, Vanzetti's last public statement about how he sees the entire experience from his point of view. If it had not been for this thing, I might have lived out my life, talking at street corners and scorning men. I might have died unmarked, unknown, a failure. Now we are not a failure. This is our career and our triumph. Never in our full life can we hope to do such work for tolerance, justice, and man's understanding of man as now we do by accident. Our words, our lives, our pain, nothing. The taking of our lives, all. That last moment belongs to us. That agony is our triumph.
The idea of a museum without walls was really the idea of one of the deans of the College of Visual and Performing Arts, Lawrence Schmeckebeer, and some of his colleagues who really were building a strong university art collection well before the University Art Museum was founded. And part of their vision for the arts that were on campus was to create this museum without walls, so that the artwork that is collected and taken care of by the university is also appreciated and ingrained in your daily life. As you're walking across campus, you're going into a class, you're in an auditorium, there's artwork that is installed in that so that it really is a part of your daily walk, your daily conversations. It just takes a little bit of looking at the details to see where it definitely is showing its age and the inherent nature of being a public artwork that is installed outside. Because it is installed on an exterior wall, it has been exposed to winters, and that's caused the tiles to, in some cases, fall off, become missing, lost some of their luster. The coloring isn't as vibrant as it originally was. And then the stability of it and the cement work behind it is showing through, so that sometimes you're seeing more the process of how Shahn was creating as opposed to the finished product. So what we're trying to do with the work for conserving it is to just bring back that vitality, the stabilization, placing the tiles back that are missing in order for it to continue to serve as a really strong anchor.
So the mural itself is a mosaic of glass and marble tiles, which is incredibly resilient. And it is made for public viewing and for public installation. The way the mural was made was in sections. The mosaic artists in France created these in panels, and that's where Shahn was here on campus to oversee the installation and the unification of all the panels. Because of those seams, because of the separations that were mandated just to be able to get the mosaic here, we see stress points. We see areas where the mosaic is a little bit weaker. The last time we had the mural conserved was 15 years ago, and the time that we had it conserved was 15 years before that, 1994. So we are at the point now where this mural really needs attention, really needs the direct work that a professional conservator can bring. You can see areas where you start to see a little bit of that loss. You see where those joints are between the panels of the mosaic. These are the areas where we need a mosaic conservator to come in and refill the tiles, refill the grout, make sure that the mural once again has that seamless presentation the way that Shahn intended.
We're coming up in next year, 2027, for the 60th anniversary of the mural being placed on campus, as well as the 100th anniversary of the trial itself. We took this as a really great time to invest back into the mural and make sure that it will be here for future generations for 60 years, 100 years to come. That's why we decided to start this campaign now and involve our community in the campaign as an investment into the arts at Syracuse. The artwork that we hold at the Syracuse University Art Museum doesn't just belong to the people who work and care for the objects, the people who are currently students or faculty or alumni. The work really belongs to the community at large, and it also allows them to invest in the arts at Syracuse University. They're a part of our story if they invest in the community here and the artwork that we are conserving. So if they are to donate to conserve the Sacco and Vanzetti mural and then also jumpstart a larger art conservation fund for other works in the collection, they're invested and they're making that work possible, which should be something that they can be proud of.
The fact that Shahn chose Syracuse University to place this mural, something that he felt very strongly about, a topic that he revisited many times during his artistic career, especially in the latter aspect of his art making. The fact that we have this on campus is incredibly important, and it's a responsibility. It's a responsibility that we need to carry on.
If I could only say one thing to somebody considering supporting the conservation of this mural, I would tell them that university education takes place beyond the classroom, and that by supporting the conservation of this mural, you are offering students here at Syracuse University, but also community members, the chance to continue to encounter this incredible work of art and think about the ideas that have been included in its meaning. This mural really makes this campus special and unique. This truly makes Syracuse University stand out.